Hi everybody, this is Matius de Jesus from Unlimited Sprint Nation, and yes, I got another vlog, but this one is improvised. Something I want to get off my chest because it's been several days of people asking me these two questions. Yeah, people that are not my friends, who want to know why do I have such a strong stand on two things, and I'm going to address them right away. First of all, Windows Phone. There's a slight misrepresentation on what I think of Windows Phone. It's not that I don't like the platform, how it operates, and how smooth it is, because it's a smooth operation. However, my question is on what applies to me, which is CDMA coding and encryption. Microsoft has decided to use for a long time China mobile based on CDMA coding compared to the current Qualcomm standards, which are pretty much military and require at least 512-bit encryption, something that Sprint fully enforces now, and they've been very against it. But knowing that they have a deadline to meet this year with the Federal Communications Commission, they got not much of a choice, because they also have to meet certain GSM standards that every carrier have to enforce very soon in a couple years. The platform is smooth. I can't take that away from it. What bothers me is the security. And using China mobile-based encryption and coding when U.S. carriers are pretty much using Qualcomm standards, that's not going to work. And now, here's my other thing. People say, why am I so critical about Windows Phone Central? Simple. They don't report the truth, and it comes from a group of sites owned by mobile nations, which have decided to have this anti-CDMA agenda. And since they know for sure that the strongest enforcers of CDMA coding is Sprint. Not because they are the third largest carrier in the U.S. or they have the most mobile virtual network operators in the U.S. That wasn't for me. And they're the strongest enforcers, and they've been the strongest critics of the platform. And people are getting upset. People like Daniel Rubino, people like the mysterious tech blogger, Mr. Alan Michael Rowe from Technocove. I even went strong on Alan F from Fun Arena. And even Alan F has changed lately because he hasn't been posting so much anti-Sprint stuff. If he has at all. He has been fair lately, so I can't bash him. And it's not bashing. I criticize their inaccuracies in their reporting. And when it comes to Windows Phone Central, they're the worst at it, because they don't care of what people say from an opposing point of view, especially when their opposing point of view is proving them wrong time after time. Unfortunately, they have a bias, and it comes from their owners of the site, which owns other sites that have bashed Sprint before, or are still bashing Sprint, like Crackberry, and the site formerly known as Press Central, which is now WebOS Nation. Yeah, that WebOS Nation, they had to change the name because the site just went to shit at the moment that HP killed the WebOS platform for the US market. what I want to know, why is it that they have this bias against CDMA technology? I would like to know, what do they have to gain? I also want to know if they have anything to do with the movement to get the FCC get some legislation or some ruling to ban CDMA in the U.S. One problem with that, you guys have the way they've been proposing that idea is to have it done in 2 years. That's impossible. If you're going to have one standard, it's going to take a decade here in the U.S. to actually implement it. And more likely, it's going to be GSM the one who's going out because it's the minority. They only hold 1/3 of the market, compared to CDMA's 2/3 of the cell phone market in the U.S. and Puerto Rico. So you better start thinking, is this unnecessary? Because sooner or later, the legal team of Sprint might do some legal maneuvering to get these guys silent permanently, because all this bashing is not necessary. Alright, this is all for today, because I'm done talking about this subject. And I'm glad and hopefully I made this clear. It's nothing personal about how to inform the platforms or how the platform is. It's how it's informed and how inaccurate it is when they refuse to inform the facts and they go over personal opinions. And especially to Windows Phone Central, you guys got more problems than what you think when it comes to secret agents and people who doesn't agree with your views on how Windows Phone is being handled by the CDMA carriers, especially Sprint. And you're noticing that. I'm aware of that. I got more than one agent. Because I have no interest in joining your site unless you want to start into unbiased conversation about it. I would recommend you guys to get to file Freedom of Information Act to get the transcripts from the hearings from back in 2011 and get yourselves the facts. And you're going to find out that it hasn't been Sprint or the CDMA community bashing Windows Phone. It hasn't been Microsoft bashing the CDMA community and treating it without any kind of respect. This is Matthew De Jesus from Unlimited Sprint Nation. Thank you for watching. If you want to comment about it, whether you're in favor or against it, comments are welcome. But if you're going to start using profanity or offending me or offending anybody, I will report you. Thank you. Bye-bye.